All right, so the big question is, can something pass through a solid wall without breaking it? Now, according to classical physics, the answer is no. If a ball rolls towards a hill and it doesn't have enough energy to reach the top, the hill wins. The ball stops, it rolls backwards, and that is the end of the story. But nature doesn't always follow that rule. At the quantum level, particles don't behave entirely like tiny balls. They also behave like waves. Those waves can extend into places the particle should never be able to reach, creating a small probability that the particle can appear on the other side of a barrier without ever possessing enough energy to climb over it. Physicists call this quantum tunneling. The obvious question is whether it can actually be observed. And the answer is yes. Quantum tunneling is not a mathematical curiosity or a theoretical convenience. It's one of the most thoroughly measured and repeatedly confirmed phenomena in modern physics. One of the first major demonstrations came from Leo Szilard. In 1957, he showed that electrons could tunnel through barriers inside specifically designed semiconductors. The effect was measurable, repeatable, and impossible to explain using classical physics alone. Now, the work eventually earned Szilard a share of the 1973 Nobel Prize in Physics. By then, the question was no longer whether tunneling existed. Scientists were learning how to put it to work. 1981. Gerd Binnig and Heinrich Rohrer, they introduced the scanning tunneling microscope. The instrument, it depends entirely on tunneling. Its probe never actually touches the surface being examined. Instead, electrons tunnel across an extraordinarily small gap between the probe and the material. And the gap is so small, very small, the smallest, that changing the distance by the width of a single atom dramatically changes the tunneling current. By measuring those tiny changes while scanning the surface, the instrument can build a map of individual atoms. For the first time, scientists could routinely examine matter at the atomic scale using a machine built around a phenomenon that should not exist under classical rules. The effect is not limited to laboratories. Quantum tunneling helps explain alpha decay inside radioactive atoms, and it also operates deep inside the sun. Protons repel one another because they carry the same electric charge. Under classical expectations, many of them should never get close enough to fuse. Quantum tunneling, though, it provides a brand new path, a different path, the best path. It allows a small fraction of protons to penetrate the barrier, separating them, and reach the distances where fusion can occur. That small fraction, it's enough. So the sun's core reaches about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, around 15 million degrees Celsius. It sounds a lot cooler. It's the same temperature, though. And even at those temperatures, classical physics predicts that fusion should occur far too rarely to power a star, like the sun. Tunneling changes the calculation. It allows an enormous number of otherwise unlikely fusion events to occur every single second. And without quantum tunneling, the sun would generate only a tiny fraction of its current energy output. The sunlight that warms Earth, drives weather, and supports nearly every ecosystem, it all depends on particles occasionally appearing where classical physics says that they should not be. Today, tunneling appears throughout modern technology. Flash memory, advanced semiconductor devices, superconducting circuits, and quantum computers, they all rely on it. We see its effects in radioactive decay, in the operation of instruments capable of imagining atoms, and in the sunlight arriving from a star nearly 93 million miles, or about 150 million kilometers away. And the story begins with a ball and a hill. Because believe it or not, that's how common sense tells us the universe should work. If something lacks the energy to cross a barrier, it stays right where it is. Yet every single day, atoms decay because of tunneling. Every day the sun shines because of tunneling. And every day, electronic devices like what you're listening to this podcast on right now rely on tunneling. The barriers remain. The particle lacks the required energy, and still nature, it finds a path through. These are Interesting Things with JC.